found alive and safe. The NRC boss in an update on the attack and abduction of passengers on the train by terrorists on March 28 in Rijana area of Kaduna State said the 14 passengers were among the 21 passengers declared missing. He said no fewer than 186 persons on the manifest are confirmed to be safe at their various homes, with additional 14 persons confirmed safe today. That was yesterday as it is. Also, 51 phone numbers on the manifest are either switched off or not reachable since Tuesday morning. A total of 35 phone numbers on the manifest are ringing, but no response from the other end. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has vowed to continue its strike until the federal government provides adequate funding for tertiary education. The union asked Nigerians to hold the government accountable for their industrial action, demonstrating a nonchalant attitude to meeting ASU's demands. ASU President Professor Emmanuel Osadeke, in his goodwill message at the maiden Nigeria Medical Association annual lecture, alleged that the Chief of Staff to the President, the Finance and Education Ministers flouted President Muhammadu Buhari's directive to engage the union to end the crisis. Jamaatul Nasser Islam JNI, the umbrella body of northern Muslims, has declared that any government that is unable to safeguard the lives and property of its citizens has lost the moral justification to be in power. In a statement Monday in Kaduna, the religious body headed by the Sultan of Sokoto's Alhaji Sa'ad Abubakar III condemned the persistent attacks and killings by terrorists in the country. It bemoaned the recent attack on the Abuja-Kaduna passenger train, in which 8 people were confirmed killed, while many others were either abducted or injured. And the conversation continues on your radio experience. You can count on its Eagles Outlook here. And this morning, we're talking about the V.I.O and Abuja drivers. As it is, we'll be talking. If you had an altercation with the V.I.O, please feel free to join the conversation and put forward your complaint. We'll be talking with the Head of Public Relations and Enlightenment, Directorate of Road Traffic Services, V.I.O, Mr. Kalu Emetu. Stay with us. The conversation continues.
Eagles 102.3.
This is Gwen Stefani. Hi, this is Kazana. What's up, you guys? It's Nicki Minaj.
Is it too late now to say sorry? They say baby, no. 11 Facts presents 11 most amazing, funny, and weird facts that will make you
Eagles 102.3.
break it down.
Back to the music in 3, 2, 1. Back to some more music right here.
Check it out right here.
Time to break it down now.
Eagles 102.3.
Make some noise. Look up one more time.
Hey, yo, what's up? Yo, it's the Kid 50 Cent.
Hey, what up?
Eagles Morning Rise with
Prince. And this is Eagles Outlook on your radio experience. You can count on. We're talking this morning the alleged V.I.O harassment. We'll be talking with Mr. Kalu Emetu, who is the Head of Public Relations and Enlightenment, Directorate of Road Traffic Services. Joining us via phone, you can be a part of this conversation if you want to relay anything to him. Feel free to join in. Call 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. You may want to send us a message on 090-9705-4450. Mr. Metu, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you joining in this morning. Are you there?
Hello.
Mr. Metu, good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Yes, it's good to have you join us this morning. Let's begin this conversation with the fact that we've got reports, reports alleging harassment by your men, people who they refer to as the V.I.O task force. I don't know if you have any such units. One of the callers, in fact, even this morning, called in to say that he was harassed. He was parked he was in traffic, and then, this man without uniforms, jumped into his car and started to drag the keys to his car, and eventually found out that there were members of the V.I.O task force who had with them police and even, military personnel. How do you react to that?
is unfair for one to call it harassment. These are people, they know very well that they are serving the nation. They are in uniform. Though there may be some who are not in uniform because of the specialized service rendering. And they are making people who feel they are above the law to do what is right. When in a society like this and somebody feels that he's above the law, that means we are not being governed. That is what is called anarchy. And there is no society that grows that. So is doing what is assigned to them as mandate, and somebody is calling it harassment. Hey, that is unpatriotic. When you see your society being run in a manner that all of will enjoy it, and somebody is there making sure that what is expected of everybody is carried, and the person being asked to do what is right is seeing it as harassment. The person is not being fair to the society. So what those people are doing, the men, most of them are in uniform, top white and black trousers. That shows that they are men of the Directorate of Road Traffic Services. And when they are performing such function, and somebody call it harassment, the person is not being fair. It is the constitutional right given to them to perform those functions. That's exactly what they are doing, and it should not be seen as a harassment.
Now, you just mentioned that sometimes your men do not wear uniforms. Would it be right, especially considering the fact that there's so much insecurity in the country today, if a person who doesn't wear uniforms, who's not in his right uniforms, jumps into your car, wouldn't you consider that harassment? Wouldn't you consider that, an attack on your, on your safety? Also, because we even with the police of recent had to make it mandatory, put out a statement to say all policemen on duty on the roads should be properly dressed in their uniforms, even with their name tags on it. How would you respond to your men not putting on uniforms because they're on special duty?
You see, it's not as if they are not putting on uniform. Majority of them put on uniform. There are very few that don't put on uniform for security reasons, and they don't move alone. They are always with those who wear uniform. When the need arises for them to perform certain functions, they are selected to do it. So it's not a question of not putting on uniform. When you see them, you see others putting on uniform to tell you that this is a task force. And they are enforcing all those things expected of you as a citizen. You have what to do. And when they ask you to do it, because it's as if they are mounting pressure on you to do the right thing, you call it whatever name. It does not take good of our society. All of us, we are supposed to perform our right. Do your own, let me do my own. At the end of the day, the society will be better off. But when you don't do it and somebody is coming to force you to do it, first of all, you have already failed.
Now, okay, go ahead.
Secondly, you are not proven to be a citizen, because a citizen is that person who owes certain obligations to the society. And when you expect that you must be forced for you to do those things that are supposed to be your obligations, that doesn't tell good of you.
So what necessitated the use of a task force? So what necessitated, the need for a task force, and also how does this task force, work? How does this task force work? Take us through that.
Just like I explained, when people fail to do what they are supposed to do, like you see somebody who is riding a commercial motorcycle inside the city center, which was banned since 2006, and today in this 21st century you still see somebody who will proudly ride commercial motorbike inside the city center, where we have the national everything that talks about our country in place, and somebody is riding Okada around that area. Remember, we have the villa there. We have the federal secretariat there. All the things that Nigerians will be proud of are located within this neighborhood. Somebody riding Okada within this area, that goes to tell you that that person doesn't have respect for our country. That person doesn't mean well for our country. You talk about the security situation. The same motorbike is what they are using to perpetrate all kinds of. So it's left for us as citizens, when we see such people, not even waiting for the task force to come and talk to them. As a citizen, you will also admonish that person that it is wrong for him to ride motorbike in such area. In the same way, you see somebody driving a vehicle that is unpainted and he's using it as a commercial vehicle, stopping at every point to pick passengers and to catch passengers. All these things don't tell good of us. When you are doing it, somebody, a body constituted by government, will ask you, stop doing it. When you do it again, this is what will happen to you. And you persisted. That is when you'll be forced. At the end of the day, you will be made to pay a certain fine. And that fine is just to serve as a deterrent, so that tomorrow you'll not do it again. Or such vehicle is impounded, kept for some days, so that tomorrow you will not try it again. That is the essence of having task force, to make people do what they are ordinarily not supposed to be asked to do. Those right things, when you have conscience, you know what is right and you know what is wrong. You know what the society needs. You do it and not expect somebody to come and tell you not to do it. It's the excesses of people that forces government to constitute task force. When we do the right thing, government will have so many other things to talk about, not constituting task force. Task force is only for you to be made to do what is right.
Now, let's talk about bikes for a bit. Just a few weeks ago, there were reports that, that the V.I.O was going to crush over 1,500 bikes impounded. And many people were asking, are there any other ways to do these things rather than just completely destroy these bikes? And other things that, ideas that could come up from the V.I.O as against just crushing the bikes. These are bikes that people spent monies to buy. How about, fines and also or maybe even auctioning the bikes to rural areas where, the monies could even come back to the V.I.O. What do you think about that?
It's not as if there is all that economic wealth. Before a vehicle, a motorbike is crushed, we normally go to court and obtain order of forfeiture. We must pass these processes. It's not as if the government in FCT derives joy in crushing motorbikes. Just like I explained, when people are not doing the right thing, they have been cautioned several times. So the last option is to, impound it and crush it. Tomorrow you will not bring it again to the city. And at the same time, government was releasing such motorbikes to the owners. But before you know it, it was as if you were arming them to cover all these places they were asked not to operate. So government warned them also that they will be impounding it. So as it is, when it's impounded, it does not belong to you again. What government does is to go to court of competent jurisdiction, obtain such a order of forfeiture. When that is done, it does not belong to that person again. The next thing would be for government to use it for whatever thing they feel is them. So crushing it is not where it ends. All those parts are still given to people who will turn it around to add value to it again in one form or the other to still add to the economy. So it's not a loss to government and it's not a loss to the society.
Very well said. The conversation continues very soon. We'll bring you into the conversation if you've been listening. You can join the conversation. Keep these numbers close. We'll open up the phone lines shortly. Keep them close. 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. If you have any thoughts and complaints or contributions to make to the conversation, feel free to join in. Don't forget to send us messages on 090-9705-4450. You can also watch us live on YouTube and Facebook at Eagles FM Abuja. At Eagles FM Abuja. Go there and watch us live and be a part of the conversation. Stay with us. The conversation continues. We'll be talking more with Mr. Kalu Emetu, who is Head of Public Relations and Enlightenment, Directorate of Road Traffic Services, joining us here. Stay with us.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
This doesn't make any sense.
Tune in. Learning of an infinite multiverse includes learning of infinite danger. It's all fun and games until it gets extra.
I like this one.
123 Extra.
I know what this place
10 a.m.
is.
to 2 p.m. with a DJ. Cheers to something new.
On Eagles 102.3 FM.
Has anyone told you you can talk about your
what's up?
business
It's Lady
on
Pro, the leader
radio
of
for
the
just
Revival, and
15,000
you are listening
naira?
to
Get a
Eagles
chance to talk
102.3
your
FM.
business
Stay
for
low.
25 minutes
some
on
noise.
The
One more
Entrepreneur.
time.
Hey, yo, what's up?
Mondays to
Just the kid
Thursdays,
50 Cent.
3
Hey, what up?
p.m. on
This Chris
Eagles
Brown. What's up,
102.3
y'all? This is
FM.
Eminem.
Abuja.
What's the
For
deal?
more
This is
inquiries,
Nas.
call 090-9984-4433. 090-9984-4433. The Entrepreneur. Talk your business for just 15,000 naira. This promo runs from February 1st to April 30th. Hurry now.
Nene.
Oh, wait, am I talking like this?
When the sunny side of things,
you know that it's
weekdays
time for
2 to
the
6
Sunny
p.m.
Side
The Sunny Side Show. Tune in,
Well,
you
the
know
Sunny
you
Side Show
definitely want to. And my name is Nene.
I listen non-stop.
All my favorite music. I listen every day.
This is the home.
Eagles 102.3.
You know
Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja.
Hey, this is Justin Bieber.
This is one step on high. This is Madonna. What's up, you guys? It's Nicki Minaj.
Baby, don't lie. I don't wanna cry no longer.
Eagles 102.3.
Break it down, down.
Back to the music in 3, 2, 1. Back to some more music right here.
Check it out right here.
Eagles 102.3.
Make some noise. One more time.
Hey, yo, what's up? Just the kid 50 Cent.
Hey, what up? This Chris Brown. What's up, y'all? This is Eminem.
Yeah, what's the deal? This is Nas.
You're listening.
What's up? My name's Oliver Tree.
Hey, it's Lizzo. Hi, this is Adele.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Pete Diddy. This your boy, Lil Flip.
Yes, Jay-Z.
It's 9:30 and you're on to Eagles Outlook on your radio experience. You can count on Eagles 102.3. And we're talking this morning about the alleged harassment by men of the V.I.O. Our guest today is Mr. Kalu Emetu, Head of Public Relations and Enlightenment, Directorate of Road Traffic Services, popularly called V.I.O. Let us know what your thoughts are. Join the conversation now. The phone lines are officially open, 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. SMS and WhatsApp go to 090-9705-4450. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning everyone, my friend.
Good morning. Ayomide, good to have you. Let's hear you, please.
Yeah, good morning to the guests in the house. Now, my friends, there are better ways in arresting most of Nigerians, most of us, let me put it generally like that, most of us, we are stubborn in what the government asks us to do or what to do that will better the country. We will not do it until they enforce most of us. Let me put it that way. But there are better ways to arrest such persons. like what they said, I had the experience also in Brega roundabout. These guys will call without wearing uniform, start dragging your key unnecessarily. At the end of the day, when you want to arrest someone who did what he's not supposed to do, when there's police or the law enforcement agency like police and the rest that are there, once they stand in your presence and park, with their uniform, with the gun in their hand, you will park very easily. Not them dragging, and those guys don't wear uniform. Sincerely speaking, those who wear uniform will not not drag your key. But those ones that do not wear uniform will drag your key. And at the end of the day, they will end up either the key will break at the ignition mouth, you start spending hell on it. So let us be very sure with ourselves. Some Nigerians we are not doing the right thing we're supposed to do, but there are better ways to arrest such people, not apart from the ways we are using. They should check and try and purpose to amend the way of dragging kids.
All right.
Thank you very much. That's my message.
Thank you so much, Ayomide, for calling in. We're taking more calls. 09073530044 and 09087668888. Our guest this morning has reacted to some of the questions and has responded appropriately.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Elder Noja is my name.
Elder Noja, I'm glad you're here. Please let us know what you think.
I regret to you wrote me, and then we have meeting on radio. You see, the problem in Nigeria here, we are too stubborn in Nigeria. And then the mistake when the V.I.O department is doing, they not follow the law. You see, let me tell you today, go and take a penal code. A penal code, go and read it. 225. Disobedience to public servant order. It's a criminal offense. And then if you arrest somebody and charge you under that thing, they will sentence him. You see, if the V.I.O have using that station, all these components of hitting V.I.O down, dragging key or this and this, it will not happen. If it's public servant that is V.I.O on the road, this is carrying hand up for you to stop. If you pass that hand and then they arrest you, you have disobedience to this public servant order already. That station have catch you already. Let them use that station, comply with police, let them be closer to police. Anybody where you refuse to obey the traffic anything or tell him to stop pass, and if he go, they make you arrest him, carry him go to police station, and then let them charge him. Show the DPO didn't see that station. At least the OCMTD will know about that station. 225, disobedience to public servant order. It's a criminal offense. Use that station on them. If you use about 2 or 3, driver they know how to communicate with themselves. Nigeria they know how to communicate with themselves. Immediately started using that station on them. It's not a traffic offense. It's a criminal offense if you are using that station. You see that they will respect the V.I.O. And then the other thing where I will tell you, Metu, you know, I have agitating that they don't say to hands up driving license, hands from driving license for V.I.O to do it. If you see now, 35% of driving license in Nigeria they are fake. Because the drama and then the logic where road safety introduced to driving. You see, most of people driving commercial driver, 95% of them, they are low education. If they bring all those digital something to them, they can never meet up. Now they have to go out and get a fake driving license. Some of them don't have it. Some of them don't expert. Because of the logic, the grammar there. They can't go and read. I'm agitating that road safety to hand over the driving license to V.I.O fully as they did before. Let them cope up with all this.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elder Noja, for calling. And let's come back to you, Mr. Metu. You know, Ayomide has said well that he acknowledges, in fact, Ayomide and Elder Noja acknowledge that sometimes Nigerians can be very stubborn, but he says the better ways to arrest people rather than have to drag their keys with them. Elder Noja says, well, it seems like the V.I.O needs to work closely with the police. So when people disobey the V.I.O officials who want to stop them and get to, or even, investigate them or something, if they break the rules, they should be taken to the police and charged. He cited Section 225 of the Penal Code, talking about disobedience to public servant order. How does the V.I.O manage those who break the rules when it comes to punishment?
Thank you. Most times when I hear people like Elder Nalja, that is when I feel that this country still have future. Most times you hear many who speak as if everything ends on their desk. We normally tell them is we are serving the public. And when you are serving the public, you don't say this is what belongs to you. Rather, what you say is this is what my mandate or the mandate of my organization is on. And we try as much as possible to make sure that the way FCT traffic regulations stipulates it, the way CAF 48 states it, law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria states it, our function is not hidden. We implement them the way we've been asked to do it. Like one, if you are driving a vehicle that is not a commercial vehicle and you are using it as commercial vehicle, the law is clear. You are meant to pay a certain fine. Though what the law sometimes is obsolete. In some places are obsolete. You discover that the person will pay from his breast pocket. And we are making effort for the law to be amended. And we are relying more on the regulation, FCT traffic regulation. All these things, we are looking at it in such a way that when you pay, it will serve as deterrent. When anything serves as deterrent, it makes you not to do it next time. And when you pay 10 kobo, 100 naira, 50 kobo to an authority, tomorrow you will do that thing again. That's why we are making effort for some of these laws to be reviewed in such a way that it will serve the purpose. Serving the purpose is when it stops you from doing it the next day, when it serves as deterrent. So, DROTS, the way we are looking at things is, when these laws are reviewed, we implement it exactly the way it is, so that tomorrow, all of us will know that these are laws that must be obeyed, and not just there for people to toil over it.
Okay, Mr. Kalu, please hold on. Let's bring in the caller before you go ahead. Hello, good morning.
Martin, good morning.
Good morning, Paul. It's good to have you join us. How are you today?
Thank you very much. Good morning to our guest, Ogamitu. My friends, I want to ask Ogamitu, the law establishing V.I.O, is there any section that allows a person to wear mufti during operations? If there is, in what situation that allows you to wear your mufti to operate? Let him enlighten us. And then, secondly, like what the two callers said, Ayomide and Onoja, from this part of the world, we like force before we obey something. Me as a person, even if no matter who you be, either you are taller than me, you are shorter than me, if I see uniform on you, I will stop because you are an authority. That uniform carries authority. That's the orientation the law enforcement agencies should be given the public. We don't really hear much of these things on air. Like now you are talking with me. I don't see anything wrong with them partnering with like other stations to enlighten the public on these things, because some of these people, some of our people, it's not that they don't know, but we need constant reminder that this is what you are supposed to do, this is what you are not supposed to do. And then by going around to educate these people who cannot read, go around to the station, talk to them, and then let's see how we continue from there. I, for one, I think I like the V.I.O. Most of them are very gentle and very, very cautious. When they stop you, they beat you, they discuss with you, and then you feel like this is where, this is how the law enforcement agency should be. But some of them, they need to, in 100, there has to be maybe 20 that are bad. So they need to work on those particular ones. The psyche of Nigeria now, then, based on the situation on ground, hardship and so on and so forth. But if a VIO stops you and speak to you politely, no matter what it is, you also listen. No matter how bad your situation, you will listen. So we need a lot of orientation.
Okay.
We need a lot of consciousness in driving. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul, for calling. And we're still going to take more calls. The numbers to call are 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. Send us messages on 090-9705-4450. We're talking with Mr. Kalu Metu, who is Head of Public Relations and Enlightenment, Directorate of Road Traffic Services, DRTS. He's talking with us this morning on the alleged harassment by his men, as it is. Mr. Kalu, before we go on to talk about Paul's statements, let's look at another aspect of Elder Noja's comments, where he said the VIO should take over licensing or driver's licensing, as many Nigerians and many, especially commercial drivers, do not have the requisite knowledge when it comes to handling technology. What are your thoughts about that?
Already, issuing of license is one of the functions of the VIO. The fact is that at the moment we have what we call tripartite arrangement, where we have the tax board, we have the road safety. What road safety does is to design the license and to capture prospective drivers, while VIO is the person that is the body that tests the prospective driver, ascertain whether he can drive on public roads or not. If he's satisfied with the person, then approval is given before the person is captured by the road safety and the license is issued by the VIO. This process is such that all the relevant agencies are involved. In the process of doing it, the VIO performs the major part there, like testing the person, recommending him for capturing, and when the person is captured, he will be the person to issue the license. Tell you that VIO plays a major role. Okay. So what we tell people is, follow the process strictly. Ensure that you pass through driving school. When driving school gives you a certificate, that shows that you know how to drive. And when you are tested by a VIO officer, you will definitely pass. When done and you are driving on a public road, you will drive with consent. You will not pose danger to other road users.
All right, Mr.
All these things are for public safety.
All right.
Hello?
Hold on, let's bring in another caller. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Okechukwu.
Okechukwu, good to have you. You're the reason we're having this conversation this morning.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. You see, why I'm complaining about VIO is their task force. You will not see them with uniform. They will just dress like ordinary passengers, ordinary human beings. You understand? When you are going at the hold up, you don't see them backing it inside your car, dragging your key. When you ask them what happened, they'll see that ID card that they have task force. Those kind of things, I never seen those kind of things happen in other civil countries. A country that you don't see someone you never know before, dragging your key, someone will break your key, and you will not do anything. And you see them with large security agency. And why we have insurgency in this country, different kind of security agency will follow VIO, running all the whole FCC. Why Kaduna here, we cannot travel from Abuja to Kaduna? Why those security agencies, what are they doing? Let them go and fight the bandits. Because you will not say you are guiding Abuja. Why these guys are closer? Because they are coming closer. So what do the government need to do? These large security agencies that are following task force, they should reduce them and go and fight these bandits, these terrorists that are killing innocent people. You see? That's what I'm saying. Please, they should use their guys.
All right.
Because these are guys that is in short, they are misers.
Okay,
guys that will not VIO club. Please, they should caution them.
All right, thank
People
you very
are complaining
much.
bitterly about them.
Thank you again. Thank you. Hello, good morning. Okay, lost connection with that one. Try to call us back. Mr. Kalu, Okechukwu is still complaining about the fact that they do not wear uniforms. And Paul mentioned that Paul is concerned and is asking, is there any law that allows V.I.O officials to put a mufti as it is? Because, I mean, if you don't see, if you see a person who you can properly identify coming into your car, as Okechukwu explained, people dress like they're regular passengers and they get into your car, and before you know it, they're dragging your key and they sometimes break your key. Would you make us a promise to ensure that your men at least identify themselves properly by putting on the right uniforms as provided, so that people don't have an issue, identifying them?
Now, let me start by explaining that in most cases, people who not wear uniform and operate are not V.I.O officers at all times. It's only on few occasions you see our men tied to other security agents. You see some of them not wearing uniform.
But why do they not wear uniforms? Why would they not wear uniforms, Mr. Kalu? I don't understand that. Why would they not wear uniforms?
It's not as if they don't wear uniform. I said they are attached to other security agencies. That is specialized assignment they are doing. You see them with other uniform men and V.I.O officers who are fully kitted. I'm giving you an instance. There's this complaint I received in my office. We started the investigation. End of the day, we discovered that these people were not V.I.O personnel. But the motorists concluded that they were V.I.O officers. When we swung into action, we discovered that they were armored marshals. I have to call the name now. They were armored marshals. There are other agencies like that. When they stop people on the road, hear that they are being maltreated for the reason that they were maltreated, they will just conclude that they are V.I.O officers. It is not true. It's on rare occasions when our people are performing certain specialized functions, but they don't go alone. You still see those of them who are fully kitted.
What kind of what kind of specialized operations are those?
Now, like if we are having an operation where unpainted vehicles being used as service, and we want to pick such vehicles, we will go with plainclothes personnel, so that sometimes when such vehicle is impounded, they'll be the ones to take it to the office. But they are always with some uniform people, and they are always advised to go with their ID card. They will hang their ID card for anybody to know that of the directorate. They are not doing it on their own. What we should be so are those ones who are not V.I.O personnel, who stand on the road, perform whatever operation they are doing without identifying themselves.
Mr. Kanu, this seems to me like a sinister operation where you disguise to arrest somebody. I mean, would you have the right to arrest me if you're in plain clothes as an official of the V.I.O? Do you have the right to arrest a person when you're actually in some level breaking the law by not putting on the appropriate uniform so I can identify you properly?
No, he's not breaking the law. Like I told you, he must be with others who are in uniform, and at the same time, he will have his ID card. What they do is to move that vehicle from the point of arrest to any destination like our office or where any other place it will be inspected.
Well, I don't think it's right for people to not wear uniforms and accost other people. But then let's bring in a caller.
You are not in a better position to say you don't think it's right. Those of them who found the vehicle, like I told you, they are always in uniform. Those who are not in uniform, there are a few things they are expected to do.
Hold on. We'll have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Christiana.
Good morning. Good morning.
My name.
Go ahead. Let's hear you quickly, please. We're running out of time.
I just want to tell my brother over there. Good morning, Mr. V.I.O, sir. I just want to ask, in other clients, they don't used to pursue or, rush somebody in the road because of the offense. They used to follow them to where he dropped his car, maybe his house, and they place they will place there. You just have to go to the bank and pay your fine in other countries. Why can't they tap on that? Why are they always doing things, in the other way around in Nigeria? Why?
Okay.
They should tap on what they are doing in other countries that, in this 21st century, we have to, upgrade,
All right.
I saw where a commotion in most of times because V.I.O are pursuing somebody.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, UD. Now, Mr. Kalu, as we close, I'd just love to ask you this one last question. When you talk about commercial vehicles that are not painted and those that are, do you include the e-hailing cabs? Those guys who people book on, book rides online. When people book rides online, are they included in this category of commercial vehicles that do not have the official painting?
The e-hailing vehicles, we have a way of identifying them. They are totally registered for that purpose. But the ones we talk about, we can found are those ones popularly called kabu. They are mainly public servants who will tell you that they have closed work, let them pick some people to a certain destination, make some money and go home. But the regulation in FCT clearly says that if you must engage in commercial activity, such vehicle must have Abuja color. And that color is green, white, green.
Okay.
We expect every commercial vehicle to have that color on it.
All right. Mr. Kalu Emetu, Head of Public Relations and Enlightenment, Directorate of Road Traffic Services. Thank you so much for talking with us. We really appreciate your time on the program this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity given to me to speak to Nigerians.
Absolutely. We appreciate you. Okay, this is where we have to close the program this morning. I'm really sorry we can't take any more calls. Olije is in the studio getting set for 102.3 Extra. Olije, good morning. I like what do you call it now? Turtleneck?
Yeah. Turtle. We're turtling on a Tuesday.
I like the earrings, man.
Thank you.
Really bold.
Oh, yeah. Should I spin?
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Man, it's good. It looks good. You look dope.
Thank you.
Good to have.
So what's up?
I just stay.
Road safety issues this morning. Yeah, it's quite ambiguous that sometimes you can't really identify if it's an agbero or someone who wants to kidnap you or someone drops into the vehicle. You need to. I don't even think that's supposed to be like a conversation. You have to have a uniform. If you're going to the road, it's non-negotiable. It's something that we have to have. So because you should be able to identify, oh, this is a uniform person, and then you don't get rude because you tell some people, get out of my car. I've seen incidences in the city center where it's like, are you or are you not? And then they show you their, what's it called now, their ID card. And it's like, but you're supposed to be dressed in
Absolutely.
uniform,
Anyway, this is where it is. What's happening on the show quickly before we go?
Tuesday, 11 facts. Please, am I the only one who's literally like deceived when we're in here? Because it feels like it's cloudy out there.
Yeah, always. I mean, I had to step out sometimes to check out.
Anyways, 11 facts, and then we've got a game to play.
Yes.
Is everything fun today?
All right, keep here. Your radio experience, you can count on. My name is Ihiana Prince. Business News Now.
Welcome to Eagles 102.3 News Bits. Here is the business news beats. Over 72.77 million active telecommunication subscribers have been barred from making calls on their SIMs following a directive from the federal government to telecommunication companies. On Monday, the federal government ordered telecommunication companies to enforce compliance with its National Identification Number and Subscriber Identity Model policy by restricting outgoing calls on all unlinked lines as the deadline for the verification expired on March 31st. This directive was contained in a joint statement signed by the Director of Public Affairs of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde, and the Head of Corporate Communications at the Nigeria Identity Management Commission, Kayode Adegoke.
According to the statements, 125 million SIMs have submitted their names for linkage, while over 78 million unique names have been issued. He said the deadline for the NIN SIM linkage have been extended on multiple occasions to allow Nigerians comply with the policy. The Central Bank of Nigeria has warned the public to avoid dealing with unlicensed or illegal financial operators who lure and defraud unsuspecting members of the public with promises of outrageous returns. The CBN disclosed this in its Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee's Public Statements Advisory on Illegal Financial Operators in Nigeria, posted on its website on Monday. It said it wishes to draw the attention of the general public to the worrisome increase in activities of the illegal financial operators, which portend grave risks to public confidence and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The National Youth Service Corps on Monday inaugurated its North Central Skill Acquisition Center and the Garments, Bakery and Water Factories located in Kefi, Nasarawa State. The organization said the development would enhance its plan to boost its internally generated revenue. The garment factory was said to have been equipped with over 100 industrial sewing machines and other machines needed for the production of high-quality kit items. The water factory has 3 water packaging lines for the production of sachet water, as well as PET and dispenser bottled water. Delivering a speech at the inauguration of the factories, Governor Abdullah Hisuli of Nasarawa State thanked the Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Major General Shuaibu Ibrahim, for redefining and reinvigorating the agency. The House of Representatives is set to grill heads of security apparatus over the recent attacks on the Kaduna International Airport and the Abuja-Kaduna rail line. The security chief had last Wednesday failed to appear before the leadership of the House, a development that saw the error of the Deputy Speaker Ahmed Wase, who chairs the meeting. The House's plenary last Tuesday resolved to invite the relevant ministers and those in charge of the nation's security architecture to an emergency meeting over the attacks. After an extensive debate on the growing insecurity in the nation at the plenary last Tuesday, the House resolved as leadership with the heads of military and parliamentary agencies to discuss the security situation in the country. The Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise has said that Nigeria's debt, including that of Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria and borrowings from the Central Bank of Nigeria, can hit 50 trillion naira within the shortest possible time. The Chief Executive Officer of the enterprise, Dr. Muda Yusuf, said this during an event to present the 2022 First Quarter Economic Review of CPPE in Lagos on Monday. Yusuf also advocated concessionary financing for the country as opposed to commercial debts, which are expensive. He said the rising debt profile of government raises serious sustainability concerns. The Debt Management Office had reported that total public debt was 39.56 trillion naira as of December 2021. About 11.3% of the debt is owed by states and the FCT. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency has denied responsibility for a gunboat that reportedly sank in Lagos on Sunday. The Namasa Barugu, a gunboat reportedly in the fleet of Global West Vessel Specialists, was alleged to have been parked at the Kirikiri terminal behind the Namasa Resource Center. In a video circulating online, seafarers on board the adjoining vessels blamed Namasa for negligence. They had reported the impending disaster to Namasa for a long time. However, the Assistant Director of Public Relations of NIMASA, Osage Edwards, said both the boat and the management had remained the subject of litigation. According to him, the affected boat has been under the custody of the Economic and